So we've actually just cleared out the little shed here, and we discovered actually there's moisture coming in from the background here. So we're going to have to see how we can fix this, I think, from around the back of this shed before we put any equalizing cement on the floor. We'll have to check around the back. And we've just cleared here, and what we'll do is we'll remove this first row of tiles here and a few bricks and take that sand out of there, and then we'll have a look to see if we can seal between the wall and the base here to get this sealed, because there's no point starting to put fresh cement on the inside without sealing it up first. And yesterday we dug out here at the back of the shed because there's moisture coming through from here, and I'm going to have to let that dry out completely before treating it. And here I am making quite a dry mix of UP210W, so waterproof cement. It has to be applied up to sort of 10 millimeters minimum, and the concrete base was so corroded, linked to the brick wall, that even if I put the rubber mastic on it, it wouldn't seal properly. So first smooth it off. This also helps take the moisture out of the wall, because the cement needs moisture to cure. So I left it then for another couple of weeks before putting the rubber mastic on over the top. So there we go. It's been a little while since I've done any plastering, so getting used to using the mortar board and the trowel took a few minutes, but anyway, it's like riding a bicycle, I suppose. It all comes back to you. So good crack. Just dodging her English roses was a bit of a nightmare. So getting it as smooth as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, but the smoother the better, so that rolling the mastic on or brushing the mastic on a bit later makes it a bit easier, and doesn't have to fill in so many crevices and waves, as you can see the concrete had already. So on the weatherproof side of the hut, before we put the rubber membrane or the rubber mastic on the base of the shed, we first used a weatherproofing cement. Just made the bottom here a nice flatter surface, so that it's easier to paint the mastic on. And it's not totally cured dry yet, so I'm going to leave it for a few days. Also rounded up these edges here, so that the water can't creep around both sides. So before we put the rubber matting on, so that's that. Now we're a couple of weeks later, and I'm using a product called Rubber Seal from Bison, and you can brush it on or roll it on, and I rolled it on with a small roller, and within 10 minutes you can roll on a second coat. So that's what I did, and it covers very well, and it waterproofs, can be used for gutters or anything. So excellent product. You can see also I use masking tape to mask off the wall, let's say about 50 millimeters or 5 centimeters above the soil line or the paving line, so there's no chance of the water getting in. So also looks nice and tidy. Instead of having black soil muddying your wall, you get a nice black line around the shed. So good stuff. You can see I'm just using a bit of old cardboard above the soil just to stop the roller getting full of muck, and it worked perfectly. And now for the quick second layer, and we're all done. 1, 2, 3. Once the cement layer was done and the membrane was done a couple of weeks later, just before putting the soil back, I also put a bit of bitumen, 4mm bitumen, or 3 or 4 millimeter bitumen down, then cup with the sand back and the tiles. The tiles didn't fit, so I had to angle grind some of them with my old, I think it must be coming 30 years old, my 9-inch or 230 millimeter angle grinder still does a treat, and I tried to use the water on a shower to try and kill some of the dust, but still as the wind changed direction, it landed up coming all over me. It's like doing a burnout. Anyway, got the job done, and all back nice and tidy. Using a bit of water is great because it actually helps to cool the blade down, as well as calm down some of the dust if you can just get it going in the right direction. This day I didn't have class helping me, so but anyway, it worked out pretty good, so good stuff. Now to get the final few little tiles done, and the job's a good one. You can see I've got a funny stocking thing on my head because cement dust is absolutely horrendous for your hair. You have to wash your hair every single day, so this was an attempt to try and avoid one shampooing in the evening. So thank you very much for sticking with us for another episode 3 of our shed to laundry conversion. And the next job will be to use self-leveling cement on the inside. So didn't film everything of that, but anyhow, it will be episode 4, and then on to the stud and insulation. So if you like what you see, please make sure you're subscribed. And please leave me some comments. I think comments is probably the most important thing. So underneath, the video, there's some place to comment, and you can just say whatever you like. Even if you've got a better way to do it, or you've got some suggestions, please let us hear what you have to say. We would greatly appreciate that, and I'll definitely respond. So on to the next one. Cheers, bye.